Oh my god, it's amazing what a bit of sunshine will do for the soul, for the overall mood. Heading into another month of level 5 lockdown here in Ireland. Supposed to be finished on March 5th. Our fearless leaders announced recently they've extended until early April, and even then that's only a review date, so we might not get out of it yet. Anyone who's not in Ireland, level 5 is the highest level of lockdown we have here. It means you basically can't go anywhere or do anything. You have to stay within 5 kilometers of your home, unless it's for an essential reason like work that can't be done remotely, shopping, which is what I'm actually doing on the way to the shops. And yeah, there's not much else on that list. It's fairly restrictive. I'm not gonna lie, it was a fairly crap winter. Just something about working from home the whole time. Like, it wasn't too bad when it started last year, you know. I mean, we had the sunshine and stuff. You could go out into the back garden, have some lunch, sit in the sun, get some of that vitamin D. But yeah, man, once winter rolled in, it was tough. It was tough for me, it was tough for the family, it was tough for my friends. Many a phone call or Zoom or video WhatsApp call over the last few months from friends and family saying, you know, this sucks. It really sucks. It's funny, one thing a friend of mine said, he rang me Christmas Eve. It was his first time in like over 30 years he wasn't going to be at home with the family for Christmas, and obviously it was weighing on him, and he was worried about his parents and stuff. And he said he made a comment. He goes, you know, I feel bad because I'm friends with people like, you know, doctors and nurses, and they have it much worse than me. I was like, yeah, true, but just because they have it worse does not invalidate how you feel about how much you're struggling with this whole thing. The point I made to him was, like, you can't gatekeep misery, you know, and you have to be able to say, yeah, I'm not having a good time, or I'm struggling, or whatever you need to say. Yeah, there's probably going to be people that are worse off than you. I mean, there usually is, the same way there's usually someone better than you in anything you're trying to do, but such is life. But just because they're having a worse time does not invalidate how you're feeling about the whole thing. So if you're working remotely and you're struggling, you're allowed to say that. If you're still going to work and it sucks, you're allowed to say that. If you're on the front lines, if you're in the medical field, yeah, definitely you are allowed to say how much this sucks. And likewise, if you're in the front line but not in a field like that, and I'm thinking here about, you know, young people who were up there, part-time jobs in the supermarkets and stuff, who, when all this kicked off, it was like, well, you're still got to come to work, you still got to earn minimum wage, and you're still going to be in a highly risky environment. They're allowed to say it sucks. And in some regards, it sucks a lot more for them because they're all like college age and stuff. They're either finishing school and doing their first year of college or whatever, and that experience has been robbed from them, you know. I mean, to me, last year was just another year in my life. Just a year like no other, obviously. But I was just doing the same job I was doing for the years before. I just had to do it remotely. And yeah, a lot of things changed. But for people going to college for the first time, or, you know, you only ever get that first year once. You know, right now, people going to college, they have the worst kind of experience because they have all the classes and stuff online and the attendance and things, but they don't get the option to just chuck it in and go, fuck it, let's go for a pint at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, you know? And all the fun and good times, the new friendships that you forge in those first year of college, they're not getting that, and that sucks. Anyway, like I said, we shall plow on. I must say though, seeing that thing up in the sky is lifting the mood. Not just my mood, the national mood. I mean, everybody is in better humour. This is the second or third day in a row we've had a pretty nice day, and it's just amazing. how much a bit of sunshine helps out. And it also just hammers home like, oh, how miserable winter was. Jesus. But look, dry roads, sun in the sky, a valid reason to be out and about. I'm one happy chappy. I was thinking to myself, what can I do to keep myself occupied? And I said, well, let's pick up Trooper Ted again. Let's give the channel a bit more attention, because to be honest, over the last couple of years with life and work, and yeah, actually just pretty much life in general, taking center stage, it's been hard to put any kind of decent time into it. So I think this year we'll try and do some more stuff. So what I'm going to do is set myself a target for 2021. So the channel as of today sits at, I believe, 180 subscribers, which is obviously not very many, but I'm going to set a target of 1,000 subscribers. By the end of the year, I would like to get 1,000 subscribers for the channel, and I think that is achievable. I think once I actually get off my ass and start making some content, we can hit it. So, putting it down now, putting the video, you can hold me to it, and hopefully we'll hit that target. So what kind of content are we going to do? Well, that's it. I've decided this thing I'm going to do, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. Because with everything locked down, I've been spending more and more time in the shed, etc. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll do some like how-to videos. But to be honest, if I'm doing something in the shed like how to change your brake pads, I'll be honest, there are literally thousands of other videos that do a much better job of showing it, explaining it, because I'm very much a novice mechanic. So and also I have a very short temper when it comes to stuff. So what normally happens when I've tried to do a couple of these videos, and what normally happens is I hit a problem, and that's annoying. But what's also annoying is the fact that I have to constantly shift the camera, set up shots, etc. So you're like doubling or tripling the workload on an already annoying task. And yeah, so long story short, I've decided how-to videos are not really my thing, especially not mechanically. We'll see about other stuff. So I think the first video I'm going to do is a reaction video to the S1000, or the new one from BMW, because obviously my other bike is an S1000 or. I have multiple years experience with the model. I owned an original one. I owned the second gen one, which up until now was the latest version with all the double or electronics. So yeah, we'll go through the BMW video bit by bit and just give thoughts and feedback, because to be honest, everyone and their dog seems to be doing reaction videos, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea or a bad idea, if we just get lost in the noise, but hey, it'll keep me busy for a few hours. I'm going to put some time into upping my editing game, because it's fairly low quality at the moment. And yeah, we'll see what comes. So, if this is your first time watching a Trooper Ted video, thank you very much, you're very welcome. If you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you want to get notified. And I realise I sound like every other YouTuber out there at the moment. That's for a very good reason. Like, the YouTube algorithm is pretty vicious, so it does rely on people subscribing and wanting to be notified and stuff like that. Yeah, if you like it, great. Not, no problem. It's funny, the village we're coming into now, this used to be our meetup point every Sunday for spins on bikes. And what they used to be called was an SMB, or a Sunday morning breakfast run. And what I meant was, everyone could meet up, have a natter, we go get some breakfast somewhere, usually about 20 minutes that way, and it allowed people with families to still get out on their bikes, even for a little spin, and a bite to eat and a chat and stuff, and a catch up. And then after breakfast, if they're under any kind of time pressure to get home, they could tip off home. And if you weren't under time pressure, you could go for a bigger, longer spin. And I used to laugh at those people who were like, oh yep, gotta get home, gotta take the kids to soccer, or gotta spend family time. And I was like, oh, come on, take some time for yourself, you know, blah blah. And I look back now and I'm fucking mortified. It was all organised on a site called Irish Biker Forum, which is no more, unfortunately, because it was a good site. But yeah, I keep seeing Facebook memories pop up, and it's all from like 9, 10, 12 years ago, and I'm absolutely mortified at myself and the shite I used to come out with. So I'm sure if that website was still up and running and I could look back on all those posts, I would equally be mortified. Yeah, it's funny, you look back now at the young fella I was and go, well, I was a fucking idiot. But your look, it's part of growing up. Now I have my own family, my own responsibilities, and a new understanding of those people who I laughed at 10, 12 years ago. And if I was still in touch with them, I probably would apologise at this stage. But there you go. I don't think anyone took it personally. Oh, another KTM friend. Oh, little 125. That's a cool looking little 125 in fairness. And I'm so jealous when I start on bikes. 125s are crap. Well, except maybe the NSR 125. So many cool options now if you're starting out on bikes. Oh yeah, not bad.
Can I ask where you're going?
I'm going home, heading to
Coming from?
From Blanchetown to go to Halfords to get some bits.
Okay.
Cheers, thanks guys. Do you know what? That's a perfect example of what it's like at the moment. There are checkpoints, there are plenty of checkpoints out, the guards are out left, right and centre. But once you've a decent reason for being out and about, they're not interested in giving you any crap. They haven't handed a lot of fines for people just for unessential travel, but I've hit a number of checkpoints every time I've gone out just because I still have to do some driving or some commuting for work. And every single interaction with the guards has just been just like that. Super polite, want to make sure your reason is legitimate. Once it is, once they know it is, they're happy out. So yeah, one of the videos definitely going to do is a buyer's guide to the 790 Adventure. So I picked this up late last year, thinking, oh yeah, I said, what better way to self-isolate from people than to buy a bike that can get you up mountains and away from all the maddening crowds, and then lockdown. So yeah, it hasn't really done any off-roading, bar one or two fire trails I was lucky enough to find. But yeah, once things open back up, hopefully we'll head out with a couple of guys who know what they're doing, where they're going, and we'll start putting it through its paces. I do want to change out the tyres first. There's Avon Trail Riders on it at the moment, and not bad, they're good road tyres, but the few little fire trails and stuff have done any kind of bit of muck, etc., they do seem to struggle. So I'm going to sling a set of Midas E09 pluses on it. Hopefully that'll sort it out. Have a nice balance between on-road rideability and off-road capability. We'll see. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's funny because KTM weren't very long about releasing the next version, which is the 890 Adventure, which they've released now. So this 790 only had 2 years of a shelf life, which is good in one way. Shows they're continuing to develop it, to develop the platform. Sucks for me because I kind of bought when it was still quite expensive. Oh well, c'est la vie. Oh, I can't believe I haven't talked about this yet. This is an incredibly important day because look, leathers! And to anyone outside of Ireland that might not seem like a big idea, or a big deal, but this is the first day in, I don't know, it's at least 6-7 months I've been able to wear leathers on the bike. And that's amazing because it's usually cold and wet and stuff here in Ireland. And look, sports gloves! I'm not wearing my winter gloves, which usually get worn for about 8 months of the year out of 12. So yeah, the Americans have a groundhog, Irish bikers have leathers. That's our indication. Doesn't mean it's going to stay like this, but oh, I hope it does. Please. I think after the winter, we definitely deserve a break in the weather for like an extended period of time. I'm not talking like a couple of days here and there. I want a couple of weeks of decent weather. It doesn't have to be blazing hot. Like, this is fine. It's not roasting, but it's dry, it's bright, people are fucking happy because of it. More of this, please. Oh yeah, and less lockdown. Obviously less lockdown. Let me go outside of 5k for just the fun of it. Let me ride to Galway for a coffee if I want to. Oh man, it's funny, like the bikes have gotten so little use. I mean, the BMW, the S1000R is up on a ramp in various states of disrepair because I take one thing off to do something and I was, oh well, I may as well take this off. Oh well, this doesn't need to be clean, but I may as well do it now because I'm just looking for stuff to do. This is my thing. This is what I miss. Everyone has something they miss because of lockdown. It could be playing football, could be meeting friends for a night out. This is what I miss so much. It has been a tough year. We're actually coming up to the 1 year mark. So, I'll never forget last year, Friday the 13th of March, we had spent 2 weeks getting people ready to work from home. We walked out the door after doing a savage amount of work in 2 weeks. So that's great. We've only a few more people to look after. We'll get them mopped up on Monday. And that weekend, Taoiseach, or the Prime Minister of Ireland, got on the TV and went, you're going nowhere, folks. Stay at home. And we've been on again, off again ever since, mostly on lockdown. It has been tough for everybody. Do not let anyone else's experience invalidate how you feel about things. If it's been tough for you, it has been tough. If you want to talk to somebody about it, please do. Talk to a friend, talk to your family, talk to a professional. But just have that discussion, because sitting on this feeling, bottling it up, feeling like you can't say it, it's a road to nowhere. Please, please don't feel like you can't talk to people about it. People will listen. All you have to say is, this is hard, I'm not having a good time. And what you'll find is, rather than what you fear, which is people saying, oh, it could be worse, you'll have people go, yeah, I hear you, I feel you. You can share in that misery and hopefully laugh at it, because even laughing about it, even just talking about it and sharing that experience with other people, it does make you feel better, because one, it reinforces the fact that you're not alone, which is an unfortunate side effect of this whole thing, is that isolation factor. So my heart really goes out to people if they're living on their own through this. But even if you talk to somebody, all you do is bitch and moan and vent to each other, well, you'll still get off that phone call or that Zoom session or whatever feeling that little bit better, because you know you're not alone, and you felt better for having talked about it. I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this road. I'll see you in the next one. Dreadlock! Oh, I forgot to buy thread lock. Bollocks! I fucking knew it. I fucking knew. I was standing in Halfords going, I'm fucking missing something. What am I missing? I fucking forgot to buy thread lock. Ugh.